what a day. Let's see, it is Thursday evening at 17:38, September 28th. So we're on day 4 of the race. And oh my gosh, the last couple of days have been crazy. Haven't really been able to film very much. But I'm exhausted right now. I just ate a meal. I got another one prepped to go in a little container. And I've been driving basically all day. We're going through a front right now. And hopefully through the front soon, because it feels like it's taking forever to get through this thing. But we had, for hours, sustained 35 knots, gusting over 45 knots. And like hitting 40 knots multiple times. So it's been windy. So I got a reef in the jib. I got 2 reefs in the main. I was just talking to someone else, another Mini, and who I see on AIS. And they have both their, I guess they have their storm jib up and 3 reefs in the main. I probably could have done that earlier, but as I was thinking about doing it, I decided not to. Because I felt pretty, I felt pretty good in control. It was just driving through the waves, it was just a pain in the ass. I mean, the autopilot just can't anticipate the waves, and you know, if you leave the autopilot on, you're just gonna be crashing every single time and falling off the tops of these waves. So it's better to drive yourself and hopefully not break the boat as much. But yeah, I'm exhausted. I feel bad. I haven't really been able to film that much the last couple of days, just because I'm in the backpack of the fleet, which I'm not happy about, and I really don't want to distract myself too much from the race, because I'm fighting for every inch to get up there. Let's see, after the first day, a little recap here, let me sit up a little bit. Oh my god, that was just the first time I've laid down like all day. Let's see, the last time I filmed I think was day 2 of the race. So I think that evening there was not much wind. So yeah, the wind had died for like as the sun was setting. So I got a little bit of sleep, which was good, because at about 2300 that evening, the wind picked up and put the spinnaker up. I think we did code 0, then the big spinnaker, the A2, flying down waves. When it got to be steady, 22, 23 knots of wind, I switched over to the smaller spinnaker, which is still pretty big, the A3, and kept that up for a while. And then as the wind shifted angle, I switched over to code 0 and just blast reaching at night. I mean, blast reaching at 2 in the morning with almost a full moon. It was just awesome out there. Tons of minis around. I probably saw, you know, a dozen minis all around with their masthead lights. So that was cool. But then since then, I feel like I kind of just like started sliding back. Well, I didn't have a great start, so I've been catching up. But then every time I feel like I start catching up some more, something happens. I get, you know, sit in a area with no wind for an hour or two, and it's painful and pretty frustrating right now where we're at. So it's good that I see 2 minis on the AIS right now, but yeah, the last 24 hours, I really haven't seen too many minis, or really any at all on AIS, because where I tacked out, I was kind of playing the fleet a little bit. There was 2 groups. One group went close to Spain, and the other group went farther offshore. And I was kind of in between the 2 of them, and I didn't see anyone. Not very pleasant, as you can see. So yeah, I mean, I've been doing a lot of sail changes. We've had everything from no wind and drifting to light air, upwind, light air, downwind. Pretty big. The frustrating thing is when there's no wind and then you still have, you know, a couple foot of seas, you know, some chop and some waves, and like the boat just gets pushed all around. So that has not been fun. But just trying to get out of the Bay of Biscay, this has been the most challenging time, just trying to get out of here. And you know, the southern part of the Bay of Biscay did not disappoint once again. I feel like the southern part of this bay just always, you know, gets you every time a little bit. And the reason why we're so far south is the race committee gave us a waypoint that we had to honor all the way down here in the southern part. Keep us down here, away from the big low pressure system to the northwest. But yeah, I've been out on deck all day, driving most of the time. got soaking wet out there, even without wet the gear on. Still got wet, and it kind of started off wet, but luckily it was warm out, so that was good. The water is not too cold, so it's been nice. But I just had a meal, and I think I'm gonna switch out clothes and then take off the without wet the gear and switch over to the deck suit, the Swillick deck suit, which is a dry suit for the nighttime. Because I've had that in a dry bag the whole time, and so that should be nice and toasty warm for me. It'll be nice putting on some fresh clothes because I'm just starting to feel pretty damp. Since I feel like I've been pretty wet since the evening, like last night when the evening set on and the dew started coming out. So yeah, gonna put this deck suit on, and then probably gonna drive a lot tonight because even though we got a lot of wind right now, I mean, we're still at 25 knots, and 25 knots feels a lot more comfortable, enough that I can actually talk to you on here and not feel like I have to be outside. But it's 25 knots, gusting to 30 knots right now. Lovely day out here, but I think this evening the wind's gonna get really soft, die for a little bit, so it's all about pushing. Right now, I am gonna be going on the inside of the TSS for heat for this year. So I was kind of on the trajectory of going outside of it, but it was a lot of extra distance, it feels like. And I was going so far offshore that the wind kept picking up, the seas were getting bigger, and it's like, you know what, maybe I don't want to go that far offshore because I can't, like, you know, in case it's a lot worse out there. I was hoping maybe it'd be a little nicer as I get closer inshore, but it hasn't gotten too nice yet. I think we just gotta wait for the front to cross through this whole area. But yeah, she gets lighter this evening, and it could be a completely different environment just in a couple hours. Hoping that's the case soon, because it's been a tough day, not gonna lie. This has probably been one of the harder days on the boat. Everything got soaked. I had to throw down the code 0 down here when the wind started picking up. Full of water, and so water just got everywhere. I had to tack at one point, and things just, yeah, the boat's a mess right now. It's wet, it's a mess. I mean, I still got my water tied up here. I switch my water and the bags every time I tack, so you can see I got bags in here. So really, this is the only place I can sit on the boat. I got more there. But everything's wet and disorganized right now, so some of the lighter stuff I'm just leaving to lure because I just can't do that right now. And I gotta wait for this evening once everything settles out to kind of go through everything and assess the situation and hopefully try some things out tomorrow morning. But yeah, that's it. Day 4, almost in the books. Mini Transat 2023.